We're here with the end all be all of tier list. The only tier list that you'll need. A pro can't do it better than me. Another YouTuber can't do it better than me. And a dev for sure can't do it better than me. Nor can you, but I don't want to bad talk you. No free advertisement. I don't know what to do about the sides. Yeah, I what am I gonna do? Anyways, we're here with the tier list. Basically, that's all you need to know. We're here with a tier list, and we're gonna get right into it. No more fooling around. It's about to be an hour-long video. Achilles, he's not bad. He's not bad. He's not bad. Me personally, I'm putting him in great pick for two simple reasons. His two is busted. Incredible stat. He's a stat stick and a half. It's literally a stat stick, and you get physical power. You get, you get physical power. Well, I guess. Duh. Anyways, you get physical defense and physical protections and magical defense. Wow, I can't speak, but it's a stat stick and a half, and you get healing, and you get CCR reduction or CCR increase and reduce CC on you through that. He's broken for that one reason alone. That's just a good ability, and it got buffed a lot of times recently to where it's easier to get to that late game portion where it's really good. And then his ult is execute. Next one, Agni. I'm putting him above average. I think for the longest time he was just average, but I think ever since they buffed his one to where it actually does like good damage and isn't just like a passive tick over time effect that really only hit someone once and was just there just so you could proc your proc stuff like Reaver, Soul Gem. Like that's the only reason why they had damage on it, is so you can actually proc stuff off of it. Like, cause 10 damage, what is that doing to someone? Like, let's be honest. But he has a lot of bombs. He does really good with tablet build. He does good with pretty much any like any build that wants you to use a lot of your abilities. He does really good in. Aposh. I generally haven't seen I haven't seen him. I haven't seen him in like since the mage meta. Like literally he fell off a cliff harder than I think any other god in recent memory. Maybe Vamana's only other god in memory that has fell off a cliff any harder, because Vamana's season 10 at the start was broken as hell. And then he just he fell off a cliff after they hard nerfed him. They were like, yeah, nah. But to the shadow realm with you. The shadow realm is crazy. Shadow realm with you. So he just don't play him. I'm losing Cobb. I think he's above average. I see a lot of people put him in like top pick, top ban, great. But like, what does he do? He just does damage. Like every other mage does damage, but in a bigger AOE than him. Is way safer than him. Like, would you rather play Moose Cobb or Merlin? Like, yeah, you get the tank shred, which I think is probably the most valuable part of him. But if you want tank shred, play Atlas mid, baby. It's the same thing, right? You all about tank shred, and he shreds more of the tank. He shreds 50%, not 40%. So, he alright. It's just his safety. If he had a CC immune ult, if his ult was CC immune, I'll put him up higher, but just pick Daji, pick Fenrir, run at him. Like, what are you gonna do? And surprise, surprise, Daji's a pretty good jungler, in my opinion. Um, I'm a, I'm stuck really, stuck between just average and below average, because you just don't see her. Like, she gets out pressured by Osiris, she gets out pressured by Bologna. So why would you go Amma? Because I like a few months ago, she would have been probably great pick above average. But with the mage meta, she couldn't really do much. She's only one, but she was one of the worst you could play in the mage meta. But then, like, after the mage meta ended, you never saw from her again. You never really saw from her again. So she's average. Like, I'm not gonna put her below average. I don't think she's that bad. Her late game's pretty good. If you can get there through the lane bullying that you're gonna go through, so she's average. I'm gonna speed this up a little. Taking a long time. On her, he's a great pick. I wouldn't ban on her. He doesn't do anything too special, but for the lane, he's really good. Like, great buff secure on shield, on the Naga camp, and just for invades too. He can jump over walls, makes him way safer. CC me an ult, heavy slow that you can literally put on a 0 like a permanent uptime if you full build full cooldown. So what can you complain about him? He has strong CC, stun, pushback, a leap that knocks up too. What don't you want? He's the perfect carry. Anubis. Ooh. I'm gonna say trolling. I know Life still got a big buff with that one rod. Not one rod, it's not a rod, it's one of those healing items, that healing item tree. With Staff of Rejuvenating Heart. That's what it's called. I know that got a buff, and Life still, like a lot of people growing Life still. I just don't think he's it. Like this, and Anubis isn't even a low key life stealer. Like who has a low key life steal? Like if you were to build Rob life steal, it'll be low key. Most people wouldn't see it. Most people wouldn't feel it. They'd be like, "Oh, Rob, why is Rob so tanky?" But then they look at your build and you're like, "Oh, he has 50% life steal. Oh, Akwang, where did he get all his healing from? He has 50% life steal." But so like you're always going to get anti-healed when you're playing Anubis. That's like the first thing you learn once you come out of the pub ranks. You're just like, oh yeah, if you see Anubis, anti-heal, and I feel like everyone knows that now. So he's pretty weak. Lane clear's cool, but and he's just super unsafe. CC me an ult, but he's standing in one spot. Akwang, I'm gonna put him above average. I don't think he's just great just yet. I have seen a lot of people saying that he's really good. I'm putting him just above average. I don't see too many Alquangs. The Alquangs I have seen did good, but I'm not gonna put in the great pick just yet. Like if I saw more from him and he was having a higher pick rate, then I'll put him there. But I just haven't seen anything to justify him being there. His execute is helpful, but it's just how survivable is he? Like once you're in as Alquang, especially if you're dashing in. Like you have to blink. You have to blink in as him, and being relegated to a blink, I can't put you in great pick. Afro, she's just average. She does Afro things. Um, as you know, if you're a good Afro, you're a great pick. But I think for most people, they're not good Afros. Um, they don't use their ults at the right time, nor are they really linked to the right target, and they're just not playing like you have it. Like that's like Afro ult is literally a Capri ult. It saves you from so much damage. It gets you out of trouble if you're a dive jungler. Well, every jungler is a dive jungler, but it just helps you out. But for most people, I would just put just average. Nothing about that. Apollo, just average. Global ult's nice, but that's about it. He's pretty good in lane, safe in lane. You get physical protections on your Mez or your Serenade. That's the name of it. It is a Mez though. It does have a Mez. You really should be safe from junglers. You have a 3-second Mez or 2-second Mez. I think it is at max rank. Even at bottom rank, it's 1-second Mez. So you should be good. Arachne for rank is above average. She's always just been a good god for rank. Obviously for comp play she's not, but for rank, pretty good. Ares, I think Ares is a great pick. I wouldn't ban Ares now, unless you're going a non-CC immune god. Like I'm losing Cobb, you probably want to ban Ares. That does not sound like a fun time. Shablanque, you probably want to ban Ares. Even though I guess his 3 does have CC immunity, but if you really want to allow something that could be janky like that, I personally wouldn't. So for that reason, I'll put him in a great pick. You guys, and a lot of non-CC immune old gods are really good right now, are strong. I'm losing Cobb for one. Just like I don't know why I said a lot, but there are some that are definitely good picks. So he's on great pick, and also he solos you if you're a jungler. Like literally, play Ares and you'll solo everybody in the game. Artemis, she's below average. Just doesn't do much. She's unsafe. Rolls pretty good late game. That's about it. She's just old bot late game with good damage and good pill for her other backliners. RDO, haven't seen anything from RDO. Up. I'm not gonna put. No, I'm just trolling because I've seen a few SPL players play her. I think you're trolling those still if you're picking RDO. Athena, I think she's a great pick if you can play her, because sometimes you'll just see Athena go in. They all bees, they all kill her. Like if you're one of those Athena players, you're just getting cooked. Like you have to know exactly who to taunt and when you can taunt and dash in. Like you probably don't want to just dash in just to dash in. Make sure your teammates are there to actually follow up and protect you if you get beadsed out. But for the most part, she's good. I think Atlas is a great pick. Like, do I want to say is he on the same level as I think he's actually better than Athena. His ult can reduce the tanks down to 50% protections, which is insane, and no one realizes that because it's fairly easy. Because I'm pretty sure it's 7 stacks you have to hit, and it takes like bam, 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 and as long as you hit them in the middle and then you pull them back, you're probably gonna hit the full stacks. And even not like even if you get 30% shred, that's a lot of shred to have on one target. Let alone a lot of the enemy team because it's a pretty big circle. It's like the circle of Vulcan ult, pretty much. So you're trolling if you don't go that, or you're trolling if you're not using that to your full extent. And also he can solo a jungler. Willix, I don't think she's that good. She's like I really want to say she's that good. Like I see a lot of people say she's really good, but I don't think she's that good. But I'll put her in great pick. I don't know. She does stuff. She was a top band jungler at Worlds. I don't think she's that strong, but she is strong. Baba's average right now. Ever since they nerfed the stacking on her, she's not as good, but Prophetic Baba still goes crazy. But Major did lose some power, so she also goes down because of that. Bacchus, I think you're trolling if you pick Bacchus. I don't want to see a Bacchus support. You have no pill. Your pill is a jump, and that's also your engage, right? Obviously, a lot of guys have their pill as engage too, but it feels bad to use your jump to engage because you can easily get turned on and just blown up. And then also, on the other hand, if you have the jump, that takes a long time. Someone could bees that. It's very telegraphed. It's not an instant effect like Ganesh Silence. Like, as an instant effect, there's nothing you can do. You have to pre-bees that. You're not really pre-beezing Bacchus jump because it's so telegraphed. His 3, very telegraphed. It takes 2 seconds for you to done. And 2 seconds for a Daji is more than enough. 2 seconds for a Ravana is more than enough. 2 seconds for a Mark might be enough. And also beats. So he's just not threatening you that much. Bakasura, just average right now. He farms, he does a good damage. I will probably put him above average, but haven't seen enough people play him to justify above average. Bake now. Bake probably should get his own tier, but I don't think he's that broken. I think he is able to be shut down. But how often do you see a Bake? Probably 1 in every 20 games you're seeing a Bake. That's how much he's banned. But he's a good guy. Definitely really good. Baron, I say below average. I probably want to pick him up. He doesn't really have a home. He doesn't have solo. He doesn't have support. I think mid's probably his worst. No, I think solo's probably his worst role. But he just doesn't have a home. Really, I think they need to push that guy in one direction. Because he got nerfed when he was a full mid lane mage back in when he first released, but his numbers were actually busted. That was not fun to play against. But I don't know. Give him a home. Give him a home. I think he needs a home. Either solo, support, or mid. Give him a home. Cool god. Thinks he needs to be played. Best set above average. She's not bad. Not the best though. Just good damage. CC. What more could you want from a jungler? Good gank potential too. Blona, top pick, top ban. Probably one of the best solo laners, if not the best solo laner at the moment. Just the pressure that you get from Blona, really good. Kraken, I think you're trolling if you play Kraken. I have not seen a good Kraken in so long. I haven't even seen a Kraken in so long, let alone a good one. Just don't play him. I just don't think he's like I thought. The changes to his 2 and 3 will make him so much better. That did nothing for him. Did nothing. Actually did nothing. I think it's a cool mechanic, just making my actual good character. But maybe you don't want to see him good. But Shell did get nerfed. Well, I guess Shell's the same. But you're going to be seeing less Shells, so you might be able to catch a few people because they don't build Shell. Maybe I'll put him there. I don't think he's that bad to where I don't want to see him at all, but yeah. Kama, probably one of the better junglers. I think he's a great pick. He easily 1v1s every single god in the game. Maybe not every single god, but definitely every single assassin. So if you're taking your assassin 1v1s, you're going to win. Like you have I think his ult does probably like 900 plus 100. I think it's like 900 damage base plus 105% scaling. So if you hit all yours, and I think subsequent hits make his hit harder, or more guards you hit, the harder it hits. But he just wins every 1v1. That's why he's here. Cerberus, I think he's below average. Might be trolling. Trolling or below average. I'm gonna say just below average because I think his 2 is very underrated if you have a magical soul leaner. I think that's the only time you should play him is if you have a magical soul leaner. So your magical soul leaner. Or if you have magical jungler. You just need someone else magical on your team. But you need someone that can actually get use of having 51%, I think it is, straight on a target. You just need someone that can take advantage of that. CERN, I think it's trolling. You have no CC immunity on your ult, and your lane pressure isn't enough to value that. So you just easy target. Chalk, I think Chalk is above average for once. 100 mitigations on your 2 is crazy. That can also have permanent uptime. It's ridiculous. More people need to play Chalk. Like, yeah, Chalk kind of falls off a little bit late game compared to his very safe laning phase, but I think that's just the people that play Chalk just aren't good because they're like, I need someone to get by through the laning phase, so they pick Chalk instinctually because that's kind of his role. Him and Tier, they just kind of get by in the laning phase. Not really dominant unless you're a really good Chalk. Or you don't even have to be really good, but you gotta be a decent player to be ahead in the soul laner. Soul lane, you have to be better than an enemy solo for sure. But 2 second silence, that's really good. People want to be that, especially since it's a knock up too. So if you have like other people like Ares on your team, which is another really good god, by the way, Athena, really good god. Bake, crazy. You might get a beads out of the chalk ult because it also does a lot of damage. I think it has 100% scaling, and also it has 75% mitigation. So you're getting hit for literally nothing, or it might be 90. It's 90 or 85 or 75, somewhere in that area. But really good god. More people need to play him. Also, especially in the double hunters, he has up to like 55% attack speed slow, I think, and movement speed slow. So play him. Changa, she's below average. She just had the one shot build. That's pretty much all she has. Chiron, I think, is a great pick. I'm gonna say Chiron mid, actually underrated. I underrated it. And then I blinked in as dodgy and got hit for 1,000 damage from a Chiron I didn't even see coming because he was in the jungle and it has infinite range. Yeah, pretty good. I do say, pretty good. Hitting for 1,000 damage and it fears for 2 seconds. Yikes! And he also has silence shield. Blah 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 blah. He's good, but not just in mid. He's also a really good support. Probably better in support. Cryptus, don't play Cryptus. Hold on, I'll explain it a little. You have no ult. You are really safe because your ult plus, your girl's basically a movement ability. Like, I think literally if they gave Cryptus, you move at 150% speed at all times. I think you get a 150% increase to your speed. I think that would generally be a better ult and feel better to play than what they have right now. Actually, I want someone to have that ult because I think that ult is actually crazy good. Because one, you're going to be moving faster, so if you need to run away, you can still use it as a runaway ult, which is that's basically the only use of it now. You literally only use it to run away. I'm gonna let that cook. I'm gonna let that cook a little. But don't play it. Trying about top band, top pick. Maybe he fell a little. Yeah, it's not as good in I think there's better ADCs. I think I'm willing to move this up and down, but I think there's better ADCs. But his global still strong, still oppressive, but just not as good. And also with no communication, it's kind of harder to play Chernobog. But pretty good split pusher. I'm gonna move him up. I feel like there's a lot of people in great pick, but that's probably gonna change as we get through more of the tier list. I imagine more people will go here as it starts building up. Chiron, I don't think he's that good. I think he's in the same boat as AMC. He's good, but I just haven't seen it to really push it home that he's a great pick. Kronos, I think below average. He's kind of trolly to pick. Doesn't do too much. Doesn't really have a good ult. He has an okay ult. Just not a team fight ult. Um, he's just okay. Kleena, average. Nothing special. Main thing holding her back, no CC, and her damage isn't that much different than another assassin. Like, who'd you rather play? Rav or Kleena? I think I have a pick all day. It's clearly Rav. Rav has dive potential while still being able to get out pretty fine. Like Kleena, like the only thing that keeps Kleena up is the fact that she can go inside the walls. If that was not her passive and her passive was something else, I think she would be trash. But that's why I think she's good. She just doesn't have any hard CC, not even on her ult. So no lockdown. Cthulhu, I think you're trolling. I haven't seen Cthulhu in a while. I don't think he's a good god right now. Choo Choo Kalin. Cuckoo Kalin. Above average, good soul laner. He does his job. Cupid, you're probably trolling. Haven't seen a Cupid. I think the last time I seen a Cupid was when I played it. And the last time I seen a Cupid, that was not me. I steamrolled him for like bad as a jungler. Daji, I think she should be a top pick, top ban. My bad, no. I don't think she should be a top pick, top ban, but she should be a ban that you should consider if you have a non-CC immune ult. Like I'm using Cobb, who's another top god that does not. Wow, they all have CC immune ults. A Willix. Wow, they all have CC immune ults. Okay. Agni. Um, well, maybe not well. Well is probably just too tanky for you to kill. That sucks. Akwang, I guess. You gotta be on a god to do that. But she's a queen. She's the queen of 1v1s. While Kama's the king of 1v1s. I think Kama's still over her in 1v1 potential, right? But at the same time, it depends whoever engages first. I think whoever engages first out of them will win the 1v1 just because. But Daji's damage comes so fast, and she can come from all 8 angles on you, so it's not really too easy to tell where she's coming from, especially if you don't see her. So if you didn't know, you could like rotate your camera as Daji, and whichever way you're facing, you'll face the enemy in that direction. So if you're walking at them and looking at them, you're gonna hit the front of them. But if you use your ability on them and then turn your camera 180, you'll be behind them. Just a little tip for y'all that didn't know, helps you avoid more abilities and be less predictable. And then you can start doing line games once they like start predicting you're gonna blink behind them, you can blink to the side, or just go for the front one. Don's, I think I'm not gonna say you're trolling if you're picking it. I just think it's below average. I think his 3 reducing the amount of damage you take is pretty good, and he has a nice ult or engaging. That's pretty much it. It's bad disengage ult unless you already know they're coming from a mile away. Disco, I think she's average. Nothing too special. Her passive's really good for solo lane and for junglers that get it. Just more damage on anyone feels nice. And I like her ult. Cripple. Drunkenness. Erlong, I think Erlong's a above average pick. I'm not gonna put him in great pick. I would probably personally put him in great pick if more people played him, but there's not too much data to go off of. People don't play him that much. I don't know why. People need to start playing him. I think he said his troll. Don't know last time I seen it. He said she just doesn't have CC immunity. Same problem as Cupid. If she has CC immunity on the ult somehow, she's just a better god. But she is really good at keeping her backline alive, whether she's support or mid. I think she's really good at that. So if you pair her with a ADC that can just carry you as long as they're safe, I think she's pretty good. Stun with a silence with healing and a big burst damage in the area. So the assassin or warrior will want to get out of that space as soon as possible. Fafnir, below average. He's just not performing. Only thing he really does is objectives. That's about pretty much it. Pretty much it. That's all you're really playing him for. Is objectives in for double hunters. But I guess double hunter is in right now, but you still don't see Fafnir for a reason. Fenrir, he's average assassin. Doesn't do anything too special. So I'm fine with him being there. Freya, I think same thing. She has good damage potential, great ult for disengaging and just getting yourself out of combat while being able to do damage. You're not getting yourself out of combat, but just self banish is really good. Kind of flying through these because I realize I have a lot more, and I don't know how long I've been recording for. Ganesh should be a top pick top ban. I'm gonna just put him in top, and great pick, just because the silence, man. That's such good freaking CC. It's so good. It's 1.8 seconds of that person not being able to do anything if they don't beats. And it feels bad beezing against silence if you're not going to get a kill for it. But if you beats that and the carry like jumps away from you, you wasted your beats for no reason. You got their jump, you better hope that warrior is on top of them. Or you better hope you can get to them somehow through your own. So maybe you blink in, they can have silences. But even then, guess what? He's probably gonna horrific you. And if he horrifics you, you're doing 15% less damage. You're not killing them, especially with his auras on them, and especially if he uses med to get their actives or not actives, but cooldowns back up. Like maybe like it's just Ganesh is broken. Also, Durham Pillars reduces the enemy protections by like I think 20%. I want to say it's or it might be 15, but it stress protections, which really good, and it covers a big area, and it has a cage effect. Gib. Great pick. Probably top 3 supports in my opinion. Top 4. Top 3 for average players. I think it goes Ganesh first, then Geb. And then I think Capri's pretty good. If you're a good Capri, but if you're too if you're out of position a lot, Capri's not good. And then I would recommend Ares. Those are my top 3 supports probably. Yugi, average, nothing special. Guan, probably below average. Haven't seen him. Just haven't seen him. I don't think he's troll. I think he's fairly decent. I think troll. Like I don't think he might be on the same tier as the trolley. Like he's like barely not troll. But it's just because he has Shred, and I think Shred is so valuable, and he has a stun on his ult and a slow. Good CC, good support ability. Hachi obviously top pick, top ban. Probably one of the most played hunters. He's safe. You never die. Like if you're dying in lane as Hachi, you did something wrong. Whether that's ulting in when you shouldn't have, like, because if you have wards and you have like you have the safest wards possible, you could literally have wards right at the shield camp, like those little corners, and not like to the like actual, and not to the closer to the wall of the gold fury, and you will literally be 100% safe. You could be midway down the lane, but your ult covers half of that distance alone. Like it probably covers 75% of the way back to your tower if you're like midway through the lane. And you add your dash on top of that, that's probably 100. You're probably in tower. And if you're still not safe, you have beads, so they can't CC you, so you can walk even further into your tower. Like unless their Thor is instantly there and they were outside of vision range, it's just no reason why you're dying in lane as a Hachi. Hades, you're trolling. Hebo below average. He just doesn't do enough damage. Hades, I think Hades, you're just trolling. He's just not good right now. Where do you put him? Solo, a warrior's just gonna smoke you. Even like your lane clear is pretty good, but as soon as the jungle comes over, you're like so gankable. Because if you're gonna dash the wave to clear, most Hades dash the wave to clear. Even if you're not dashing in the way, you're still killable because you have no movement beside your ult or your dash, and your dash doesn't go super far. So Hades just troll mid, don't play mid. I think there's better ones. Like I guess your ult, you're pretty tanky. You get 160 protections, and now you decrease. You shred protections when your ult, so that's pretty good. So he might shoot up actually. I don't know, but no one's played him yet, so don't know. Heim, average pick. You're really safe. It's just better hunters than him. That's the only reason why. I think your ult's cool, but it's definitely a beats burner. So if you have a assassin, I think Heim's pretty good for burning beads on a single target or soloing out a tank. Or just, removing someone from the fight and taking a short 5v4. Really strong. Hell. Haven't seen too much Hell. Haven't seen too much Hera. Or should I say Argus? Uh, Herc, just average. Nothing special about him. Horse, I think, is top pick. If you're not picking up, man, there's so many good supports right now. I think all four supports right now, or all five of them, are really good supports. I'll probably say the worst is Chiron. Chiron. Chiron? Chiron? Chiron. Chiron is the horse. Charon. 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 That's how it says. That is how it's said. Charon is probably the worst out of all of them. But it's really just pick your poison. Do you want a lot of lockdown on one target? Pick horse. Do you want a lot of pill on one target? Or really your whole team. Do you want a lot of pill? Pick Ganesh. If you want a lot of pill too, you can also pick Geb, I guess. They're both kind of the same. But if you want to play like really specifically towards one person, you probably pick Geb for the shield. Chiron, if you just want to be a poke boy. And then Ares if you just want to run at the enemy jungler. And they have a lot of dashes and a lot of non-CC ults. OE below average. I think his clear kind of sucks, and you're not super safe. You only have one dash. Your ult kind of makes you safer because it's just a no play area if you mark the jungler, and it also just slows naturally. Humbots, I think is average, but I'll put him above average. I think he's better than people give him credit for. More people need to play Humbots and realize. Ishtar, I think other hunters do it better, and she's not that safe once again. Eggshell, I'm an Eggshell believer. If your team can figure it out. Like, Eggshell's ult, you need to have someone diving. Like, if you don't have someone diving and they're playing back towards you, I think it's bad. Because Eggshell wants to dive with her tanks. Because under no world are you going to be able to do damage if you're Eggshell and, like, your tank is not, like, drawing a whole bunch of attention. Because if an assassin gets on top of you, you're dead. You can drop your whole combo on top of them, but they can just A's or beats, and they will kill you through your damage. But her laning phase is so strong that she usually gets elite because one, she can clear buffs by herself because she has 3 damaging abilities that you're fine using because they have short cooldowns. She has insane pressure because her one has like a 4-second cooldown and it has 2 things on it. So you get 2 damaging abilities for just hitting the god. And then she has crazy CC. So, wow, I don't know what happened. Anyways, Izzy, you're trolling. Don't troll me. Giannis, above average, but a lot of people suck at him, so I'm putting him average. There's too many people play him, and he sucks when people play him. Jingwei, better than Izanami, but I still think she sucks. She's just super safe hunter. Not much to it. I still have like, how long is these rows? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 4 rows of 14. How much is that? It's like 24. No, 4 rows. 16 plus 40, so 56, bro. I have more than 56 characters. Plus extra 4, that's 60. 63 characters left. Wow. Yorm, below average. He was really good at start of season 10, and then it kind of just fell off. I don't know where he is right now. Kali, below average. You don't see Kali right now. You don't see Kali right now. I think they just nerfed her incense a little hard, and the fact that she doesn't heal as much. That was like her whole thing. Like she would go through your whole team and heal, but now she just can't do that. So kind of lost her identity and kind of made her just way weaker to play. Capri, I think, is a great support. Just on the fact that where is Capri? Am I blind? He's up here somewhere. There he is. Capri, great support. Your ult is broken, and so is your 2. 35% mitigations on allies, and it can be on your whole team. Literally, if they all stack up inside of it, it's broken. If you're diving as an assassin, you definitely feel it, and you definitely are mad. And then on top of that, he's just gonna ult them if you even get through them. Or he's gonna pull you and silence you for 1.5 seconds. Fun, ain't it? While giving Aura System and a shield. But that's nor here or there. But people don't realize how broken he is yet. He's just average. You don't see too much coming from King Arthur. I haven't seen too many people play him. Cuckoo, top pick, top ban. He's one of the most picked mages. One of the most banned mages. I think that's fair to put him up there. He has good ejection secure. He's pretty safe with his Slither. Even without his non-CC immune ult. Because he's just going to be so far back from you. Because he just places his tornado down and throws his 70 unit 1. And his ult that does is like 120 units. I think same as Raw's. Maybe a little bit longer. Don't know. But also has a knock up on it and it hits behind him. So pretty hard for you to be a jungler and be on top of him. Kind of scary. Because you will get one shot. Kumba, you're trolling. His root just gets canceled. The fact that roots are DR'd now just makes them worse. If roots weren't DR'd, it'll be better. Koozie Woozy. I think he's above average. I don't think he's on the same tier as these supports. I might throw her top pick, top band. She's really top picked and banned a lot. So I'll put her up one more. But I don't think Koozie is on the same level as them. Just not yet. Maybe soon, but not yet. Lance, haven't seen Lance, so he's probably below average. I think there's junglers that do his job better. Loki, I'm gonna say same thing as Lance. Once late game comes, he just doesn't have an impact on the team fight. I think his mid to early game, where people are still laning by themselves, are pickable. He's really good, just because his invis can cancel out effective wards, and he has good single target damage. Mon, I think she's average now. I don't think she's that good. She still pumps out a lot of damage, but her early game is really weak until you get that first like item or two, where your passive starts really kicking in. Marticarus, I'm gonna put in great pick. Not, I haven't seen too much from him just yet, but I think he is the best out of all the mid lane mages or mids, hunter mids, just because of his safety from his ult. Is really, really nice because it takes you out of combat for 3 seconds or however long. I think 4 seconds, maybe. No, it's probably 3 seconds. But taking yourself out of combat while you can do damage, we have seen to be very good. Considering that Daji's up here, Kima's up here, and, well, Frey's down there, but that's not the reasons. I don't know. Maui, just average. Most people can't play Maui to his fullest extent yet, so what you gonna do? Medusa, I had a Medusa in my lobby recently, and I got pissed off. Your ult is hitting for 300 on Medusa. Like, no one's looking at you with Medusa ult if they have a brain. Like, even console players aren't gonna get caught with that. So, I don't know. But Medusa Jungle is pretty fun. Have been playing Medusa Jungle recently. Might do a video on it. I think that one's actually not bad. I don't think it's as troll as Medusa Carry, just because you're allowed to have Blink as a jungler. And having Blink and being able to blink in hit your ult for 500 because you're actually building ability base now instead of having to be a tank shredder. I think is really good because your ult's doing more damage, has more pin to work with, and also you don't have to rely on killing tanks. And your ability, you should just do more damage. Mark, I think he's just average. Nothing too special. I think he can't be played really good. Maybe a really good player can make him above average, but you can say that for pretty much every god in the game. Merlin, above average. A lot of damage, a lot of objective damage. And if you have a good support that can block someone down for like longer than 1 second, really good, the burn will burn. And good CC. And he has a flicker, which is nice. And 3 abilities, 7 abilities up. Since it's not really like 9, because one, his flicker's always the same. His ult's always the same. You just change to another stance. So I guess he has like how many abilities up? At like a given time, can he just like spam all his abilities? He spam 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2 is his flicker, then another 2, then another 2. So 6 abilities he can spam at once. So that's pretty cool for him. Morgan, I haven't seen too much from her. I think I wanted to put her in above average, but I just haven't seen too many people even playing her. So I'm gonna just put her average for right now, just for right now, and just let her chill there until like I really see a reason. Like CC Moon ult is pretty cool. She kind of got nerfed a little, so she goes down a little bit. Mulan, I would say below average. Haven't seen any of her. It takes kind of a good while for her two to start going, but like once her two start going in lane, then she's pretty threatening and scary. Maybe Blue in jungle's not bad. Naja, I think he's below average. You're just not doing much with your ult. I wonder if Naja auto attack is good. I think it might be actually. I want to see. I want to see if it's actually good. Auto attack Naja. But besides that, nah, I don't think he's good. Neath, just average. You're your ult. If you're not, I'll say as Neath, just go the one shot build. That's the only thing you should really be doing. Or at least go Bluestone. Bluestone or Mannequins, hit a mace. And full ability damage for your ult to one shot. Or at least get near as possible. Nim. Nemesis. Nemi. I'm Nemesis. Nemesis. Wait, no. Thanatos. Yes, Thanatos. Nim. Above average. She trash tanks. That's really good. Especially if their tanks are a problem for you and your team. Just go her. Nike. I think she's a great pick. Maybe not great pick. Good pick. You don't see her that much since Horrific is really, really strong right now. And obviously people didn't want to buy Ankh against you. It's just horrific is really strong to the point where you're getting at least you're probably getting one horrific, if not two, sometimes. So just yeah. It's just the fact that you're getting double horrific sometimes. And that does not feel good as Nike, so it's bad. She used to be really good like a month ago. I probably would have put her in great pick or top pick, top band. Just because getting half of your shield as a whole is crazy. And no one's building that much. Especially for one person. And nor are they building Sundering Blast for you that much. And even if they do, I feel like the value that you're losing is kind of drastic. And they're having to take away a relic slot for something else that could be more useful for your ult. So she used to be good. Not anymore. I guess that was a long-winded way of saying that. Nox, I think controlling unless you're a really good support player. Nua, below average. She just has ult that free farms damage. That's why she has so much damage on like sites that track God's damage and God's stats. Odin below average too. He just doesn't do too much in lane. He kind of loses lane hard, but can just survive because of his shield. So he's okay. And also, there's not too many healing gods in the meta right now. Only really good into people that don't have jumps or ways to get out of his cage. Oleron, I think Oleron's average. I think his ult is just too good to put anything below. But no, I'm gonna put him below just because crit hunters are strong and they just refuse to nerf crit to the point where because we've been going through crit for the last half a year, maybe a whole year we've been going through crit pretty much. Like it's a time to like nerf it down, make it to where you can't reach a lot of attack speed with crit because that it should be a trade-off. Like you should not be able to hit 2.0 or 2.5 attack speed with crit in your build. Especially if you have more than a 50% chance to crit. If you're building 2 crit items, Deathbringer and Demon Blade, it's no reason why Demon Blade gives attack speed base. Like, yeah, it feels nice to build. It's a cool item. But it just shouldn't be a thing. Especially with malicious what is it called? I forgot what it's called. But the devoted Deathbringer giving you a 1.2 attack speed or multiplier crit chance increase. Just bad game. I think it gives you 60% crit at 50%. Pretty sure. That's how that works. I just think it's bad. Just bad game design. Where there not to be a trade off for building crit. Because it just seems like crit is the best thing to build against everybody. Because people don't even like building what do you call it, spectral, because it only counters crit, doesn't do anything else. Osiris, top pick, really good in solo lane. Probably the second best warrior, to be honest. Pele, I love Pele, probably my favorite god, but she's just above average right now. Not doing too much. She might be even average. I'll put it down to average. I don't think she's doing too much right now. You go in, you get a pick, and that's pretty much it. But supports are so strong right now, you might not even get the pick because they're just body blocking you or whatever, or you just can't get to their carries. So, if she have more survivability, she'll be better. Persephone, I think you actually might be trolling if you play Persephone. Have not seen a good Persephone in a good long while. CC Mune probably her only good thing, but it's also single target. She has a lot of single target in her kit, which is unfortunate. Or like things that won't hit multiple people most likely. I forget if her one is purely single target. I think it is. I don't think it's like it's not the old one where it was single target for the first one and then it had a backsplash of damage that could hit people. So she's just a single target mage. I don't know. Make her a journaler. Could be cool. Could be cool. Pos. He's just not too good right now. Just okay. Raw. Not too good right now. Just not even okay. You might be trolling. Yeah, I think his 3 is really good. It just gives a whole bunch of stats, and he's a secure mage. I would say Pos is still better than Raw, but I don't think Poseidon's that good right now. Raijin, top pick in mid. If you're not picking him, you're probably trolling. Unless you're picking Thoth or one of the other top 80 mids like Cuckoo. Rama, I think he's a great pick. Really safe with his ult. Really good clear. Um, great late game because you can dive with the assassin without putting yourself in risk. And also you have 3 seconds or like 5 seconds where you're up in the air and you can wait for your teammates to come if you're in danger. Rat, above average. He just has a global, semi-global, really good. Rav, his ult gives you 35 mitigations. Do I need to say more? He has a 2 that gives you CC immunity and damage immunity. Do I need to say more? He has a lot of damage. Do I need to say more? Scylla, just average. She's not too good right now, but she's definitely not bad. She's in the middle. Just not a standout character. Cirquette. I have not seen too much of Cirquette, so I'm just gonna assume she's bad. Set. I don't see Set. I'm not. I think you have to be a good Set player to play Set. Because Set probably has one of the lowest pick rates in the game, if not the lowest, probably. Since Osiris is now getting played a lot and Vamana got played a lot because of his buff. Maybe she was down there too. She was below average, way better soul laners. Scotty, you're trolling if you pick Scotty, you're just too easy to kill. The Beck, another top pick. It's crazy. A lot of these supports are top picks. That's almost crazy. Almost like supports are broken. Soul, you're trolling. Oh, Sobek, yeah, plucking you're really tanky as a support. Like probably the one of the tankiest supports early on. Because of the flat protections you get. Soul, she's just bad. Crit Hunters, just better. Hunters in general, just better. Sun Wukong, he's just average. You'll survive the laning phase and win. Late game, hopefully. Surtur, same thing. Really good laning phase. But your team fights, they get iffy. I know some people think they're broken. Because weaken thinks your one will do 60% of someone's HP with First Druids. It's not even doing 40. It's not even doing 40. It does probably like 30 to 20, which is really good for someone that's building full tankiness, but as long as you turn on a starter and just kill him, he's dead. Susano, obviously a top pick assassin, really good. Sylvanas. It's just the no mobility that's getting me, but I think just the fact that Guardians are really good right now. They're good. Terra, she's average. Haven't seen too much of Terra, but nothing's wrong with her. She has healing. That's nice. Gets countered by horrific pretty badly now. But she's not bad. She has a good pill. Good support, good backline on pill. And good dive too. Or initiation. Rather. Thana, top pick. He's really good assassin right now. Probably top 5 for sure. It's probably Thana, Susano, Daiji, Rava I want to put in there. I think Kama too. I think Kama's pretty good. Just don't see a lot of people playing him. But the fact that you can win any 1v1 is just so good. Mori, she's below average. I don't see anyone play her. If you're a good Mori player, play her. But if you're not, then don't. Tiamat, above average. I would put in great pick, but haven't seen wait, that's not Tiamat, that's Thor. I thought that was Tiamat. That is most definitely I lost him. There he is. Thor, great pick. Maybe, yeah. Maybe I'm crowding this too much. But like that's definitely where I feel like they are. So I'll put them there. I think this. Yeah, I'm fine with that. There's so many guys in the game now compared to like 5 years ago. That's crazy. 130 guys I think we have. Something like that. Something crazy like that. So Thor. Yeah. He has a ult. That's semi-global. Same reason why Rat's really good. But Thor just does it better now. Ever since Rat got nerfed. And Thor hasn't got nerfed since. So he's just really good. Thoth, top pick, top ban. You're always gonna have a Thoth in your game if he's not banned or picked. You're always gonna have a Thoth in your game if he's not banned or picked. I don't know how else you can. That's crazy. You're always gonna have a Thoth in your game if he's not banned. Or probably he probably has like a 90 or 80% pick ban rate, if I had to imagine. Maybe 70 is more realistic. Well, it's being dramatic. Tiamat, she's above average. She's tanky as a mage and does good damage. And also good abuser of tablet. Suki, he's just average. He be doing his thing. Tyr, he's just average. He be doing his thing. Uller, he's just average. He be doing his thing. If you're a bad Uller, you're here. Maybe even here. Maybe here. Just go on. If you can't hit your axe combo, don't do it. But Mana, I think people think he's gonna be down here now, but I think he's still pretty good. The fact that you can go big baby mode on the back line, but you're just oh god. I think the problem with him is he's just an old god, and outside of your ult, you do nothing. Vulcan, he's above average. Even though you don't have CC immunity, your movement around in the fight makes you very safe. 129 gods. Just saw that. Shibalonke. Where did he just go? I didn't even. He was down here. Maybe it was too far left, so it didn't count. Let's see. Is that how what it worked? Yeah, this is what happened. Shibalonke, just average. He'd be doing his thing. I think there's better mages. Like Xingqian is so bad. I had someone tell me like, oh yeah, I think this is a good Xingqian game. I think he's really good right now. Like, there's no way you think Xingqian is good when his root, like literally, I think they fixed it to where it's not like less CC in total. But it used to be to the point where it'd be more, you get more time CC, and it'll probably be the correct play to miss your knockup on purpose to make it where your root will last longer than your knockup plus your root time. Like it'll be that much DR because your knockup's applied 2 DR stacks. Like I don't get why they're so set on like not giving it to him when they gave it to like people like I think Herc got it because you have to hit the stun on Herc, you have to pull. You have to push them. Like if you push them, you will stun them. If you don't push them, you can't stun them. And so those CCs are relying on each other. But in Xingqian, it's like you're telling me I need to miss my ability. So not only am I doing less damage, I am now not getting that knockup value. Like that's just bad game design. At that point, I would say make it an option select of you can do a knockup that has a longer knockup time, or it can be a knockup plus slow instead of a knockup plus root, which at least the slow wouldn't get DR'd. Or you can do the just you go up and you go, or you would go down, or they can just change the animation to where it would be an automatic route after like a point oh timer or something like that. But that'd be pretty cool if they did the option select for Jingchen, or just make it a non-DRable route, or maybe not non-DRable route, but his knockup doesn't apply DR. That like just fix it. I don't know. Just fix him. Yemoja, she's a top support, but most people can't play her that well, so I'm putting her above average. Ymir, I think he's below average. His wall's not that good right now since the jungle's bigger, and he's just not that good. No mobility either, and he can stay in one place for his ult. Yuhong, I think he's average, nothing too special. I think Zeus below average, too squishy, too unsafe, and I think Jingque, Zhongque is tanky, but unfortunately his ult is not fully CC immune. It's just from knockups and maybe pulls. I think just knockups and roots. Or it might be knockups and I don't know. It's knockups and something. Knockbacks, I think. Yeah. I think he might be able to still be pulled. I don't fully know. But it's partial CC immunity, which makes him a little bit safer, but not too much safer. So, and also he has no home. He wants to play solo, but he can't really, pressure out the solo picks. He's not super safe. But not bad. He is a forgotten god. I kind of forget that he's in the game sometimes. All the guys in the game, I used to forget Raijin the most until he came back in the meta. Forgot Outwash for a little bit too. And I definitely forgot Jonkwei most recently. It was in the game. Yeah. But this was fun. I forgot Yu Hong was in the game actually. Like I genuinely forgot he was in the game. But yeah, he's just average. No one plays him though. I don't know why. Fun tier list, but I am tired. It is 4:20 and I'm pretty sure I started this over an hour and 30 minutes ago. Peace. GG's.